Hi, I'm Una. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video which I've seen some people put up with, but which I've never done before, which is kind of a help me pick my palette, my pair in that palette for the next year for 2024. I have 4 options and I was just thinking about them. I think I watched I can't remember it all, but I was just having a really fun time thinking about the different options. I think Linda did one which was fun, and someone else too, but anyway, so yeah, I thought up some options and I was like, you know what, I really don't know how to narrow this down. I really like all of these ideas. I think they're all really full of potential, so I thought I'd ask all of you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go through each of the 4 options, kind of the pros and cons and how excited I'm feeling about them, and then please let me know in the comments. I'll probably also post this on Instagram, which one you think I should do. So first, let's go from smallest to largest. So first would be also my newest palette, which is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam. This is 5 shades, super neutral, leaning a little bit warm with this one kind of cooler, but pretty neutral. These are, I've only used this palette I think 16 times, which is not too bad, but yeah, I got it in October or November of last year, and I mean, you can see that it's used. You can see the slightest dip here, but other than that, it's pretty new. The reasons I like the idea of doing this as a pan palette is that it's small, it's very neutral, these are very like easily usable shades. My goal would not be to finish them, it would just be to hit pan on all of them, which I think is pretty doable and doesn't feel like too crazy for, like I said, a newer palette. And it would really make me get lots of use out of this palette. I did get it with a gift card, but it's expensive, it's high-end, and I certainly don't want to let it sit around and get like degrading quality before I get the chance to like fully use it. So yeah, I like the idea of it for that reason. So that is option 1. Next is about the same size currently. It is my Tartlet Flirt palette. So this has 6 pans, but one of them is empty. I've actually finished, I finished this pan, which was a color similar to what's here now, and then I decluttered these 2 shades. But I really like this like little packaging. I would probably fill this with a brown shimmer of some variety. And then make it fill out to a 6-pan palette. So the top 3 shades would be new, and these are the original shades, 2 of which have pan, this one does not. So yeah, I like this because again, it's neutral, it's small. This one is customized, so it's like very my preferences. These shadows are pretty old. The ones that I've pressed in are really old. The originals are also fairly old, and I do really like it. It's just like super basic and super easy to like take around with me and all those kinds of things. So that's why I like this palette. It also has a mirror, which the other one doesn't, which is really nice. And I already have some progress on it, which the other one also does not have. I did get this palette in like 2018, so it's definitely one of my older palettes. Definitely older than any of the other palettes that I'm considering working on. So that's kind of some of the points in the favor of this one. But I'm not sure. You know, it's a little plain. Okay, next would be the Going Coconuts palette, which I got in 2020. This is what it currently looks like. It's currently 8 pans. I probably would put in an 8th pan and put the interface back in to work on it. I just decluttered this one because it was super crumbly, and I just didn't need another brown. But yeah, again, very neutral. Again, very flexible and on the smaller side. I think one of the reasons that this is appealing is because these Colourpop mattes are really hard to hit pan on, and I have worked on multiple shades in this palette, like in Pan Those Eyeshadows. I worked on these 2 shades. I worked on this one in another project. I've like worked on this one, I think, in Pan Those Eyeshadows, maybe even this one too, and I'm nowhere near pan on any of them. So I think putting in the work to really see progress in Colourpop shades like this that are super hard pressed and super dense would just be really satisfying to actually get like push through. Because I'm not just trying to hit pan, I'm not just like trying to make progress in Pan Those Eyeshadows, but I'm really trying to like pan this whole palette. I really don't like the lighting. It's making my eye look like bruised. Sorry. That would be like really satisfying and not something I get to do all the time because I often have many eyeshadows that I'm focusing on. I have to prioritize, and so I'm not gonna like spend tons and like dozens and dozens and dozens of uses on these shades that I know are going to move really slowly. So yeah, that's this option. I do have the like inner piece. I just took it out so it's easier to like manipulate the shades if I wanted to use them in Panless eyeshadows and a magnetic palette and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'd probably add another shade. Maybe I'd spice up the color story a little bit and then use this. So I do have some other Colourpop shades that I could interchange, so I could make like a custom Colourpop palette based off of Going Coconuts. But that is this palette. No pans yet. Okay, and my final option, which might be the one I'm most excited about, but also like kind of the most daunting, would be the Odin's Eye Elva palette. This is also from 2020, though later in the year. Not that that matters too much now, but this is by far the most exciting color story. I do really like this color story, and I have reached for this palette a good amount of times. So I think I have used this palette over 100 times. But similarly to the Going Coconuts, I don't have really any pans. I did hit pan in Dahlia at one point when I was using a very pointed brush, but these shimmers are so mushy, the pan is completely gone. So yeah, I don't love this shimmer formula, but I do really like these colors. I think again, my goal would be just to hit pan in every shade. These are pretty small pans, but I don't know how deep they are. And yeah, just giving me permission to like work on this as a whole instead of just pieces here and there when they fit in with other things I'm working on, I think would be really fun. There are some shades that I really, really love that I don't think I've actually gotten to spend that much attention on, like Golden Tulipa, Lilac. Those are just the two that I can think of that I really haven't been able to give a ton of time. I do think more shimmers than mattes is kind of nice because then I can use up some of my other mattes that are older, but still have a really fun time. I do like Carnation Baby's Breath, but I can never remember which one is like which. Anyway, you can see I do have dips. I have used this palette and really enjoyed it, but I have dips in these too. This has been in Panless eyeshadows multiple times. But yeah, I do kind of like the idea of taking on this like bigger challenge, not trying to finish anything up, so I can like finish up eyeshadows in other projects, especially dealing with the leftover shades from my Pan That palette this year in other ways, and then using this for like my primary focus. And then I can go a lot of different directions. I can go more warm, I can go more cool, I can go more purple, I can go more brown, and I can always be using this palette. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Definitely I could see myself having a really good time with all of these. Oh, it's snowing outside. That's so exciting. So yeah, I think probably my top 3 are these, which is kind of funny. I do think the Going Coconuts would be a good idea, but I'm just not as excited about it as the other ones. But that's not great because then it's not going to get that much use if I don't do it, you know. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. If I should do one, if I should do another, if I should try to combine 2, or if I should do like one with like a counterpart where I'm trying to finish eyeshadows. I don't know. Definitely for this one, I don't really know if my goal would be to finish eyeshadows or what. Depending on what I press in here, it might not have that much product in it. So yeah, I do like the idea that this is customizable. I've been watching a lot of Peachy Keen pans literally yesterday, but I'm obsessed, and I just love the way that she repurposes like her high-end packaging and like really customizes the color story, so that's making me want to kind of go with this one. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. So I will continue thinking about this. I hope that you give me your insights or ways I could customize this even further to like really fit maybe what I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm very excited about the prospect of working on basically any one of these palettes. So we'll just have to wait and see which one I end up using. So yeah, definitely do let me know your opinion, like I've said like 5 times, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!